Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a great morning so far and a great trading session. I have taken one trade so far this morning. It was a win. And that's it so far. That is it. One of my levels just disappeared. I watched it disappear in front of my eyes. Oh, because there was some random volume spike that just happened. Whoa. Okay. Alright, I thought I was tripping. Y'all see this wick on this 15-second chart? What the hell? I was looking at the charts and I'm like, why did my level just disappear? And it's because there was just a random volume spike that happened in 1 second. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Alright. Let me show y'all how crazy it looks on Renko's. I was looking at the level, I think it was here. Yeah, you can see 901.16. All of this happened in the 901.16 second. All of this, like starting here and went all the way over here. That's brutal. All right. I will complain about the market, but I can't. It was on me today. No, Applejacks, what happened? Just wasn't reading it right? Oh, that little spike is crazy. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a note on my chart with an arrow. Where's the arrow line? It's crazy that the spike happened right on my level. Like as soon as it hit it, it just bounced down and bounced up in less than a second. How many ticks is this? 100 and something ticks? Whoa. Like legit. When it hit it up here, as soon as it hit it is when it spiked down 100 ticks and did all of that. I could not imagine getting caught in that. Applejacks, what was you doing this morning? Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Miss your entry? Had a bad entry. Got stopped out quick and it made me too scared to enter when I should have. Journal it. Because we can't have that happening again, honey buns. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything in the process of. Alright, I did not. All right. So right now it's just a matter of, are we going to use this level as resistance, or are we going to push through it? I can remove the old levels now. That is a crazy spike down. And we're back at the level again. Okay. All right. I'm gonna. Of course, you need to be charged. Okay. Looks like we're definitely using that as resistance. So I took one trade, won that one. I had a second trade where I put the entry on, and baby, when I tell you it skipped right on past it, it went and hit 18 ticks so fast, like in probably 1 or 2 seconds, and it couldn't fill me in time. And I did miss one other trade. I actually missed it setting the stream up, and that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. Oh, how to. That right there is the trade I have to figure out how to be able to take. I've been but no, I don't know. I don't know about the VWAP when it's completely counter trend. Well, no, the VWAP doesn't count actually. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to take that. It hit my minor level before it reversed up, and right now I have it to where I can't touch it. When it does that, I can't touch the trade. So when I figure that out, I'll be fine. Get my headphones. I'm so tired. I took a nap yesterday, but then because of the nap, I didn't even realize how late it was getting. And so I didn't go to bed until like 3 o'clock, which completely counterproductive, to take a nap and then to still go to sleep at the same freaking time. And I took my nap super early. So to still go to sleep at the same time so that I'm still sleepy, what was the point? Alright, I can't take buys until we break 1904.25, or we need to just break down so I could take sales, which we are approaching the session low, which is right at 19,000 even, which is crazy. Journaled along with internal tears. I got smart and used the focus room to trade. Still wasn't focused. This damn room lied. Not the room lied to you. Or like student anger ma'am. Thanks management. Okay, yes ma'am, Applejacks. I'm gonna do my job today, I promise. Good morning, trenches. Okay, you hit you hit your daily goal already. Nice. What is your daily goal? It's another divergence. Oh, it wasn't a fill. Just looking real sugar daddy-ish over there. You about to have multiple sugar mamas and sugar daddies, Lazy right now. 5:33. All right, the only trades I'm not going to take are the regular pullbacks that go back to the session lows, because I have an idea of what I want it to be, but not all the way, which right there I would have lost. I just have a feeling I don't want to take them at all, to be honest, which I didn't really used to. Yeah. Didn't used to. I used to only take them if they were attached to my minor half trends. But this little minor divergence is what I want to learn how to start taking. Just don't know how yet. Now, the 1 bar pullbacks towards the session lows is what I do want to get comfortable with taking. So far, I haven't seen it lose as long as the POC is in the wick and it's opposite volume. So, in which it was this time, the POC was like 1 tick from the top of the wick and it was buyer's volume. So, it's like you're trapping the buyers there to push down. And it looks like I would have gotten filled, which is good. And I also would have gotten filled on this. I want to, what I really want to do is take away like all the pullbacks going back towards the session lows and highs, and instead incorporate the minor divergence. So this pullback to my minor half trend divergence, the POC was in the very bottom of the bar and it was an imbalance sell, and the sellers were in control. It was an easy push down. I want to learn how to take those, and this is what the inside looked like. So this was the minor divergence here. So I would have gotten filled. There was 2 opportunities there. There's the 1 bar pullback. The fill would have been here. So I don't know. I want to kind of get rid of the trades that I don't really like very much, and instead incorporate some of the ones that I see working a lot, like that minor divergence. It happens quite a bit and it works pretty well. Because essentially, like, if I ever decide to teach, right, I want to teach my setups in steps. So I want to teach all of the pullbacks or divergences that happen at the minor half trend. And then I want to move forward. All right, I'll show you how to trade the pullbacks and the divergences at the middle half trend, and then the major half trend, and then I'll teach divergence. Because all of the pullbacks to those 3 levels are all trades that happen with the trend. So they have, it should, by the time I'm done putting things together, it should have the highest win rates because I'm going with the trend. Now, I don't think I'll ever completely get rid of counter trend trades, but I do have a thought that eventually I might get rid of the regular divergence. So, like the lower low, lower high, lower low combo divergences, I probably will eventually completely get rid of those, but I'm not completely sure just yet. Not completely sure, but it is a thought. It is a thought. So we'll see. I like the alternate divergences the best. But now that I'm using the playbooks that will, and Trazella, that will definitely help me to end up making a decision a lot quicker, as long as I'm taking the trades so that I can put them in the playbook. There's no point in taking this trade here, even if it sets up, because I would have to break even right at the session low, which is pointless. It's a couple ticks away. We decided to push up instead. Oh, 350. Nice. I think 350 to 500, 250 to 500 is a good daily goal, especially in the first 4 months when you're capped out anyway. Figure out whatever cushion you want on top, whatever cushion you want or money you want available after you get approved for a payout, and just go based off of that. I think that's the best thing to do. So if you want $1,000 cushion on a $50,000 account, aim for $350 to $400 a day and stop there. This waterproof protector, wet, I'ma holla. Bye, Trenches. Have fun. Trenches is a mess. Just waiting on a setup. The first trade that I took actually was at 834. I haven't taken one since. But like I said, I had the one miss. I had the one trade that it just took off without hitting. The 1 bar pullback just now is a valid trade, but I haven't been taking 1 bar pullback, so I'm not completely. I know what I'm looking for. I think what is most important is that the 1 bar pullback is floating. So like that one that was going back towards the new session low, it was floating. There was no level that was attached to it. When a level is attached to it, it gets way different. And I don't like the trades when it's, good morning, Granny. I don't like the trades when it's attached to a level. But I'm probably going to have to treat it like my regular pullbacks, where if it's like rotating on a level, which the 1 bar pullbacks do, then the POC needs to be in the body of the candle and not the wick with opposite volume, is what I've been noticing. But I haven't really been keeping up with it like that. We have crude oil coming up in 8 minutes. Back at my desk pretending to care. Sam, I keep struggling on prop firms even with the small stop losses my personal account I've been doing. I don't mind account drawdowns. And then it jumps up 200 plus. Good morning, San or San. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Good morning, Predator. Good morning, good morning. So, are you trading the do you trade your personal account with the small stop losses as well? What is it that has you struggling with the small stop losses on prop firms? Do you copy? This is the other thing. If you're doing well on your personal account, why not just trade your personal account and copy to the prop firms? I'm trying to figure out where the disconnect is. Because if you're trading it the exact same way, is it because of the trailing drawdown, or if you use a prop firm that has a like end of day drawdown, is it that's causing the issue? Because if it's one of those, then maybe you just need to size down a little bit on the prop firm accounts. That could be it, because a lot of people might trade the exact same way. However, they might be using too much size. So you're trading it the exact same way? Trying to see if we can get a trade here. It's probably going to reject those. Just having a hard time pushing, even though the buyers are in control right there. Yeah. Thank you on personal account, fine, but I let it drawdown to around, but prop firm close me out. So if you let it, so how about half whatever size you're using right now? That would probably help. I didn't take this because I would have to break even right there at the top of that zone. Oh, and the PLC was in the very bottom of the wick too. I don't take those trades. So if on your personal account you do about 3 to 5 contracts and you let it draw down to around $1,000, trade half of your contract size that you normally trade on your personal account. That's what I would do if I were you. So I would just trade 1 or 2 contracts and leave it at that. And see if that helps. Because with props, you just have to, inflation slipped. With props, it's just a matter of figuring out how to adjust what you know works for that particular prop firm. Inflation slipped to 2.9% in July, lower than expected. I'm gonna stop trading. I really don't like this new damn clock thing in the taskbar of Windows 11. I want to be able to touch the freaking time and it pull up to show me the exact time in milliseconds. That irritates my soul. Why do y'all do stuff like that? There was nothing wrong with the previous clock. I guess I could just look at my charts though. But still, I shouldn't have to. I have to sneeze so bad. Okay, it went away. Not Dr. KeAmber to the rescue. You're welcome, son. Yeah, I mean, that's literally all you have to do. Like, even if you're trading multiple props, right? If end of day drawdown works for you, but one prop has $1,000, the other one has 500. Well, if you're copy trading across multiple, let's say you use Quantower and you have it to where you can copy all of them, well then whatever size you use on the prop firm account that gives you 1,000 in trail and drawdown, you need to half that for the next one. So if you're using one contract on the 1,000 end of day drawdown prop firm, then you need to use 5 micros on the 500. That's all you have to do, because the biggest thing is you're not struggling obviously because it's your strategy is wrong. If it's your strategy like me, you're still putting it together or whatever the case may be, like that's a totally different ball game. You should be hitting the trail and drawdown because you're using the accounts to learn how to fit your strategy with whatever prop firm it is. That's fine, but you don't sound like you have a strategy problem. You have a sizing problem, and that's the easiest thing to fix. But a lot of times what we do is whatever we're doing on a personal account, we tend to try to multiply that on prop firms because we're trying to take advantage of the leverage, the ability to be able to be all in with $200 or $150 or something like that and be able to make unlimited amounts of money, right? So it's like, well, if I can use 3 to 5 contracts on my personal account, I want to use 5 to 7 or 10 or whatever, depending on whatever account size you have. And that's not necessarily the mindset that to have. The most important thing is, even if you use the exact same contract size for you can't, because you're hitting the drawdown, so you need to size down just a little bit. But the most important thing is being able to multiply what you're doing on your personal account and props with the ability to have multiple accounts. It doesn't mean you need to size up. You can use that same exact sizing, or again, in your case, a little bit less. But when you multiply that across 3 accounts, 5 accounts, 20 accounts, that's where it's a whole different ball game. That part right there. All right, this news is not doing anything, which most of the time crude oil doesn't. But You have a very easy fix there. Is that where price? Okay, that is where we switched trends. Did we? Okay, we did trade off the top already. You're welcome. Yeah, you listen, you have the easy job. You have the easy job of just going in and changing your contract size. Anyway, Apex has been doing decent. I just put a stop loss 400 take profit. Yeah, that's not bad. But see, that's where, a lot of people don't like the trail and drawdown, right? Fine. However, there are a lot of people who do, because a lot of people don't want to be stopped out just because they hit a certain amount as a negative loss for the day. A trail and drawdown works better for them. Trail and drawdown, to me, most people who don't like the trail and drawdown are people who like intraday swing trade for the most part. They don't, and they hold for really, really long targets. They don't like the trail and drawdown in the beginning. But for me, I like trail and drawdown better, because once you get to a certain point in your accounts, you're not going to want to be forced to be stopped out at $1,000 of a loss. But at the same time, a lot of those props, they put you live after, maybe $25,000 profit and things like that. So it's a little bit different. But if you have a big cushion on your accounts and you have all this room to move, you're not going to want to be stopped out because you hit $1,000 in drawdown when you have $25,000 of a cushion in your account. You're not going to like that, especially because when you get to the point of a certain cushion, you should be increasing your contract size. Well, it's going to be real easy for you to hit that $1,000 drawdown when you're increasing your contract size, because you should be increasing at that particular time. All right, let's see. We're going back to the lows again. All right, that pushed up too high. Do we have a color change? We did not. I usually scalp and do reversal trade. It's like that on my work computer, and it irks me. I hated Applejacks. Like, I told you, when I first downloaded Windows 11 last year, I seen these little bubblies, and I said, I hate the way it looks. I don't like it. I'm going back. Immediately. But I can say that my computer I didn't really have issues anyway. Let me just make that clear. I don't have performance issues anyway. But I did notice that the memory load is a lot less, which when I'm not streaming, the memory load is at about like 32%. And before it would be at like 48%. Just running NinjaTrader and the streamings on Windows 10. So it has helped. And like I told you guys, ever since I upgraded, I've noticed a significant change in the lagging on my charts. So yeah, it was a thing. It was surely a thing. But yes, I like scalping. I loved intraday swing trading. Don't get me wrong. That's what I used to do on my personal account. But I just prefer scalping. I love it so much more. But, to each their own. A lot of people don't like scalping, or they feel like scalpers are gamblers, which some scalpers are gamblers. I'm not going to lie to you. However, I feel like when you have a systematic approach to scalping, it is the best thing ever. Because I watch a lot of different trading YouTubers. Some of them I'll go back and watch their live streams. Some of them I only watch their replays because there's no possible way I can watch everyone. And then some people will just upload certain trades. And you'll see how much they made in that day, but you'll see that it's across however many accounts, right? And it's like you held that trade for so long, but because you're on micros, because you kind of have to be because of how you're trading, like I would rather just scalp, I mean, two trades. Like, let's say they'll have 10 accounts and they made $2,000 for that day, that one trade. And it's like, oh, I can scalp twice and do that. Cool. Like, I could do that. I could definitely do that. But I don't know. I just love scalping. Takes a lot more concentration, and it could be really irritating having to be so focused all the time. But at the same time, I love it. But some of these firms start you at your highest profit. One firm, I thought I had 5K worth of drawdown cushion, but they reset 1.5 from the highest balance. Who does that? Is it Top Step? I'm gonna tell you, I don't understand. Top Step is one that I don't really understand how, like, if you take out if you do the, let's say, $200 for 5 days, and then you take out, I think, what is it, half that you can take out or something like that, then your drawdown moves to zero. And I have tried my hardest to understand it, and I just don't get it. So I just don't get it. Especially scalping and understanding price action. Exactly. Like, I dabbled a little bit into scalping when I first started trading 10 years ago, but it was based off someone else's strategy, and it was a guy who didn't actually know how to trade, and he's in jail now. But yeah, he used to he taught us scalping on Renkos, but it was totally different from what I'm doing now. And the biggest thing for me was learning price action from a Renko standpoint without having Renko, like a lot of Renko content to be able to study, because the way I traded Renkos with him was way different, like way different. And basically what he used to do, he called it confluence. I'm pretty sure he stole it from someone. But either way, what used to do was the Rinkos wouldn't be. I have scalping Rinkos on there. It's 16 tick Rinkos, right? So, but you would do this on a higher Rinko setting. But whenever you would have a reversal bar or whatever, you would draw this box from the open to the close, and then you would let price come back into the bar and create some kind of like downward structure. And once you see the lower high on a smaller time frame, then you would go ahead and take the trade down. That's basically what he was doing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he stole it from someone. But either way, that was the only like Rinko knowledge and background that I had. So when I decided I wanted to put my own scalping strategy together, I knew immediately that I would want to use Rinkos, because I wanted to be able to develop a strategy that was extremely precise. And the most precise price action bar, in my humble, honest opinion, is Rinkos, right? Because it's not based on time, it's not based on volume, it's not based on any of that. It's based on pure price action. So, but I also knew that it would take me quite a bit of time. I actually gave myself a year, and I'm really not even a year in yet. So, because I knew it would take me time to figure out what indicators I want to use, if I want to use indicators, which I absolutely wanted to. Also figuring out how I wanted to trade it, realizing that volume was going to be important. Then eventually realizing that it's not just the volume of the swings and the volume in my entry bar, but knowing where the point of control is in the entry bar. Then eventually, almost a month ago, realizing that it's not just about where the point of control is in my entry bar. I need to know what's inside of the bar, who's in control at the time. Am I trapping the buyers or sellers, or am I trying to continue with the regular trend and it doesn't matter what's in the POC? Like, all of those things are things that I had to figure out myself, because I don't have that content online to be able to learn it myself. So that's what I did, and it took me a minute. Took me a nice little minute. I don't really like that entry at all, actually. Hopefully it goes back to my break even. We're too far down in that bar. I guess I could have kept the original entry, but anytime my entry is that far down, you guys see my entry is like so far down in the bar. So the only reason I was saved from this being a loss is because my stop loss is way down here. So anytime that happens, I personally like to just get out. I don't like to stay in there. But yeah, it was the right setup. I'm not worried about that part. But yeah. And the biggest reason why I just rather break even is because if my entry is that far down into the bar, that means there was way too much seller pressure when I was filled. So I would rather just break even. Now, when I write this trade in, I'm going to write it in as a loss in my trade journal, though, because technically that's what it should have been. I thought we were going to reverse there. I would have gotten into the buy. But yeah, a nice push from where I was, but the tight stop loss would have screwed me there, but we're not changing our stop loss. But yeah. The next bachelor is black, fine, and a trader. Shut up. For real? I've never watched that show. You're talking about the show, right? I just popped in because I thought I heard someone talking about me. Online safety, ain't nobody talking about you. Good morning. Took me about a year to do decent with price action. Volume scalping what helped us looking at banks. Thank you. And see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I wanted to give myself a year, because I knew I was putting something totally together from scratch with no prior knowledge at all. And at one point I wasn't, I mean, obviously Renko's is price action, right? But that's the most price action I was looking at. I was not looking at volume at all. And I don't know, I said this a couple weeks ago, I don't really know what prompted me to think, I think volume matters. Let's try it. Oh, you know what? It probably was the fact that this zigzag indicator is, it's called Price Action Pro, and it comes with an oscillator as well. And initially I used to put the oscillator on my chart because I don't know, I was trying to figure out if it mattered or what it meant and stuff like that. And the oscillator actually shows, each bar in the oscillator shows the volume in the bars, basically. And I was like, okay, cool, but I didn't really know how or why it would matter for what I was doing, though. So I just kind of left it at that. But yeah, then eventually one day I was like, I think I want to look at volume different. And I tried different things. Like I tried the better volume indicator. Every volume indicator that's native to NinjaTrader, the program, I put it on my chart. Didn't like any of them, so I took them off. And that was kind of that. And then eventually I was like, well, let's just pay attention to the volume of the last 3 swings and the volume inside of those reversal bars. And I was trying to make correlations with that. After probably about 5 months of that, I realized I was not getting anywhere. No matter what, I just was not getting anywhere. So then I switched to paying attention still to the volume and the swings, but the POC and the entry bar. I was using an indicator called TC Bar Profiler, and I chose that one because it only shows you, It'll show you the profile with all the numbers, and then you can make a line for the POC. And I did that because when I first got my lifetime license with NinjaTrader and I put volumetric bars on my chart, I said, oh my God, information overload. This is too many numbers. It's too many colors. I don't want to look at it. So when I decided to start trading volume, I used that indicator because I could not get information overload because you couldn't see inside the bar, and I actually took the entire profile off. I only could see the point of control. But after some months of that, I was like, I'm still having to make too many adjustments, but I could tell that what I was doing was what I needed to do. But at that point, I was like, I think I need to see inside the bars. I thought to myself, let's trade order flow. And as soon as I purchased I used the Ninja, Ninza. I used their order flow presentation. And what prompted me to buy it was they gave me a $200 off coupon that was only valid for until the end of the month. I can't remember what day I purchased. I think I purchased it in the middle of the month, actually, like July 18th. And I was like, I got this coupon. I think I want to trade order flow, so let's just buy it. And as soon as I put it on my chart, I immediately was like, yo, who's in control in the POC actually does matter. And I've seen a positive change in my P&L since. I miss a lot of trades in the process of putting things together, trying to remember rules without looking at my cheat sheet, things like that. But I've seen a huge change so far, and I love it. I'm pretty sure the way that I'm trading right now is how I'm going to trade forever. And I'm pretty close to finishing the strategy and putting the rules together and everything. So it's been an uphill battle, that is for sure. But it's definitely been worth it because I feel like the chart time that I've had to put into this, putting it together, has been so worth it. Like, so worth it. So worth it. I pushed up instead. I wanted to see a reversal right there where that outside bar was. Alright, let's see if we can trap the sellers here. Nope, we switched again. Oh, they took over. I love oscillators. I used to use, back in the day, I used to use the Eller's Fisher transform. I used to use that with divergence with Renko bars way back in the day. I will put my stop loss to keep the $100. So my Lord and Savior mentioned it. Oh my God. Good morning, True Seeker. Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? How's your trading session going if you are trading? Hoping to retire from education in less than 5 years to do the trading. That is a great goal. Let me tell you. My desire is to not have to go back to nursing. I've been off for 2 years, which means it's going to be very difficult for me to find a nursing job if I wanted one because I've been gone for so long. But the last time I took a 3-year break, they told me the same thing and I was able to find a job. The problem is I'm in a super specialized area of nursing, so it makes it a little difficult because we don't really have a lot of jobs here. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Don't hold me. Well, that's it. This is the crazy part. That's the exact same trade from earlier. And normally those trades work out really well. There was less volume in this swing than the previous one, so the buyers were still in control. The buyers were in control in this swing up as well. So the POC was in the body and the buyers were in control at the time. And normally that trade works out really well. So to see it not, well, I mean, a break even is fine, but to see what should have been a loss and then a break even right after got me like, but that's the trade that normally works out. So I'm not even going to look into it because I know what it is. It's just a trade that loses sometimes. Because in his travel nurse, he usually makes like he has to do 12. Yeah, I did travel nursing. Probably like 5 years ago now. Is it 5? This is the divergence at the minor half train that I said I want to learn how to take. Right now the problem is I don't know if I need to make sure that it wicks off the half trend or if the half trend going through the body of the entry candle is fine. It would have came really close to stopping me out, but once I learn how to do that, it's going to be game over. I'm going to get rid of a couple of entries or setups or whatever. But yeah, I did it about 5 years ago or so. I went to California, which I actually just let my California license lapse because it's extremely expensive and you have to, it's expensive to get, but the agency that I did travel nursing with or through at the time, they pay for it. But also, one thing that I don't like about California is you have to do CEUs. Now, you have to renew every 2 years. The CEUs is not extremely expensive, but the fact that I have to do it is annoying because my initial license was with Missouri, and Missouri is a compact license state. So my one license covers, I don't even know how many states now, probably 20 plus. And I don't have to do CEUs. I just have to pay for it every 2 years. So I was contemplating because I didn't want to let my license lapse at first. I've done real estate. I let that lapse once I realized I didn't want to do that anymore. I let my Georgia license lapse because I knew I was never going back to Georgia. I hate Georgia. I liked the area that I lived in at the time, but I was like an hour and a half away from the airport. No, and I don't like Atlanta. So I highly doubt I'll ever go back to Georgia. And I don't ever really want to go back to California. It was a great experience, but it was so expensive. Like I was making $2,000 a week and I only worked my 3 12-hour shifts. Okay. You was not getting anything more than that out of me. I don't care. I'm not here for that. I was making $2,000 a week before taxes. After taxes, it was probably about maybe like $1,700 a week. My rent was $1,600 a week. I did an Airbnb, and I had like it was the back of a house, so but it wasn't its own building. It was a mother-in-law quarters, but I had my own entry, and it was just one studio room. There was a bed, there was a little desk, there was like a kitchen net. It wasn't a kitchen, it was a kitchen net. Okay. So there wasn't like a real stove. There were burners, but it wasn't a real stove. So you couldn't really cook the way you would want to. And then I had my own bathroom. I had to share a laundry facility, which was fine. Like I just walked out of my door and it was another little door that I can go into for that. Again, great experience, but I don't ever want to go back to California, maybe to visit. But I come from a very low cost of living state slash city slash area. So certain places I just never want to live because it just doesn't make sense from a financial aspect when I know I can do and have so much more. And it's not from like a poverty mindset or a lack mindset. It just, when I'm just very smart with money and it just doesn't make sense. Like there are certain things that no matter how much money I ever make in life, certain things I would just never do or never buy because it doesn't make sense to me. So I did it. It was a great experience. I went to Springfield, Missouri, like probably 2 months after that. Had a great experience doing that. I didn't really have to deal with the horror stories of like one thing that scared me about doing travel nursing was a lot of people will tell you with travel nursing and even with agency nursing, which I've done the majority of my nursing career, is that they always give you the worst patient assignments because it's like, well, they pay you so much more money, so we're just going to give you the worst assignments because, I mean, you should be working hard for all that money that you're making kind of thing. I never really had to deal with that ever, honestly. But I just really don't want to go back into nursing. Nursing is not, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I don't really like healthcare. It was always against my morals and values because I don't really like traditional I don't like traditional Western medicine anyway. So it was against my morals to give someone 17 pills at the same time. But I had to do it. I had to do it. I didn't have any choice. It's what I was getting paid to do. The one thing that I just always never did, no matter what and how much trouble I got into, was I never tried to convince people to get vaccines, like the flu vaccine and pneumonia vaccines and stuff like that. I never tried to convince people to do that. And I would get in trouble for it because I had the lowest numbers. It was always 0. But aside from that, yeah, I just don't want to have to go back if I don't have to. Newest millionaires in the last 10 years are people who were teachers and nurses. You absolutely are well on your way. You better tell him, Applejacks. My cousin rented a room with a bunch of immigrants. Oh, see, I ain't renting no room. Oh, like renting a room in a house, but he had his own room. I hope so. Because that's always what I did. Like, even in Springfield, I lived in 3 different places. Well, one of them I only had to stay in for like 2 days because the other Airbnb wasn't ready yet. Then the other one I had for a month, which I didn't have the master, but I still had a bathroom inside. Well, I had a half bath inside of my room, so I had to share the full bath, and that was. They actually were very clean people, but just the thought process of sharing a bathroom with strangers, I did not like. I felt like no matter how much I cleaned that tub before and after, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right at all. And then after that, my last place that I stayed in the 3 months, which I stayed in that one for 2 months, I had a master. So I had my own everything. The only thing I had to share was the kitchen. But the other problem with travel nursing and staying in an Airbnb that was really the problem for me was the fact that I worked overnight. I've worked overnight my entire nursing career, the last 12 years. And it's hard. Thankfully, I always had great people who were in the house with me to where they weren't super loud and obnoxious and things like that. But when you work overnight and you're trying to sleep and someone's coming home from work at the time that you're sleeping, yeah. Thankfully, it was always like towards the end of my sleep, so it wasn't too bad, but Yeah, that's probably the worst part about working at nighttime and sharing a house with people who work opposite of you. But it was like it never really affected them because I'm not getting home until 8 o'clock in the morning, you know. So by that time they're already awake and getting ready to go to work. So I don't ever disturb them. Or like if I'm working on the weekends and I'm having to sleep, now that's a whole different story because obviously most people work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So they don't really have to, they don't have to wake up early in the morning or anything like that. So while I'm trying to sleep, because I just got off work, they're up and about moving around and things like that. So that was probably the most bothersome part sometimes. But like I said, they weren't super loud and obnoxious, so I wasn't too bad, I guess. Let's see, 83. So I lost commissions on that last trade, of course. Not I ain't sharing shit. Chinese and Mexican immigrants throughout California. So actually, when I was in Springfield, the lady who I rented out for the 1 month and the 2 months, both properties were hers, and she was a nurse herself, so she only rented out to other nurses, so that helped out. In the actually no, the first place that I moved into, because it wasn't super close to the hospital, she did allow people who were not nurses to rent out. But the second place was so close to the hospital that she only allowed nurses to rent out there. So it definitely helped. It helped. Am I just all right there? Kind of flattened out a little bit. There's the one that should have lost. That's the one that didn't. All right. Go look at The Bachelor. All right, hold on. You talking about this dude? I thought you said he was black. Did I read wrong? Yeah, you said black finding a trader. So who the hell? Oh, wait. Oh, this guy. Okay, wait. Sorry. Why do they have this dude? Oh, I don't know why that dude was in the preview. Okay, let me go look at this man. This man. He is actually very handsome. Oh, he was a basketball player? Oh, wait. Come on, Twitter. Don't do that to me. Wait. Oh, you dirty dog. Wait, is this him? That look like the same dude, right? Girl, they say he's 6'5". Is that him? Wait, when I did graveyard shifts before, the fan noise saved me from. Yeah, and see, that was my problem. I don't think I must not have took my fan with me because I drove to California, which was a very long way. I live in the middle of the country, so I only had the room that was in my car. So I couldn't take everything with me. But that's kind of what saves me even now to this day, is having a fan on all the time. All the time. And actually I have 3. But my one to the left makes the most noise and I love it. Because if I I'm very aware when I'm sleeping. So if I don't sleep with a fan on, I will literally, if I hear any noise, it's like my brain just switches to that noise. Like I was telling my grandma the other day, I wasn't trying to fall asleep, so I didn't want to turn my fans on. And there's like this noise because I'm right over the furnace. There's this certain noise that just happens. And when I tell you in my dream, I was just ruminating, like that's all I thought about. And I just kept hearing it in my dream and it drove me insane. I need white noise. I need it. Girl, if him is 6'5", hold on. Hold on. Oh, well, he looks it on this picture. Child, let me find out. Let me find out. Hold on. Got 40 minutes. Oh, he's 30. I want a family. I want to be happy. I want a wife. I want to be in love. I want that. I want to give everything to somebody and I want them to give everything to me in return. He's a former pro basketball player and day trader based in Houston. Yep, a former Iona College student athlete. He was a professional basketball player overseas, playing in Puerto Rico, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic. However, his career ended after an unspecified injury. Now he lives in Houston and trades stocks. Outside of his job, he keeps busy while working out, supporting the LA Lakers, going bowling, and singing at karaoke. His levels attached. I don't want levels attached. One of his goals is to visit every country in his lifetime, and he already made some headway traveling to Australia and New Zealand on The Bachelorette. His sincerity and intentionality made him a standout during season 21 of The Bachelorette. His mama signed him up. I'm weak. He was in a long-term 7-year relationship with his college girlfriend, but said they mutually ended their relationship after growing apart. His childhood was impacted by his dad, who was an addict for 30 years. His dad got fired from his job and checked into rehab. They've since reconnected, and his dad is nearly 2 months sober. Because of his experience, he said he's determined to be the man that his father wasn't. Okay, Grant Ellis. I hope you don't find love, because find love with me. 6'5". No. I don't want to take you from Applejacks. He sounds like a simp. Ah. No. You ready to hear anything out of the ordinary? It looks like it will reverse back up. He the only one here focused. Scalp $300 from the 1 minute reversal on NQ. Online safety, why he sound like a simp? Applejacks, what time did you stop trading? You could have gave him everything and 10 kids. Now, I don't know about 10, honey bun. I don't think my uterus was built for 10. You might could get 1 or 2, but 10 is a bit much. It's a bit much. Don't give me fire. I almost let it out. 10 kids. Listen, I'm still struggling with thinking about my body going through one. To think about it going through 10 times. I feel like my great grandma was crazy for 8, but at the same time, back then, what else did you do but have a whole bunch of kids? I know I would not be able to handle more than 3 because my niece and my nephews, I spend 90% of the time breaking them up. Then, if I'm not breaking them up, I'm just spending a whole bunch of time with the baby because the older 2 be trying to isolate him. Okay, you know what? Come play with TT then. Come lay with TT then. We gonna do our own thing. Then, of course, here come another time. Y'all isolated my baby, so he gonna play with me. Y'all don't get to play with me. Now y'all see how it feels. They be so mad. They be so mad at me. My little baby. Aww. My best friend just started her first day of big girl school. And she looked too cute. Sam Smith has come out as semi-bisexual. It means someone who is bisexual but is attracted to only one gender. You got on stream, I was done. You can knock out 4 kids for sure. Oh no, I can't. You want 4? Not at my old age. First of all, I thought I was going to be done having kids by like 28, 29. Okay? I feel like I'm now approaching the age of now it's time to have kids again, because either you need to have them real young or you have them old like me. But I never wanted to be an old mom. Like I always said, if I didn't have kids by 35, I just would not have them, and I'll be 35 next year. So I don't know if kids are in my cards. No, they will. I probably will have a kid, but I don't know. It's like when you are in your early 20s, I would say like mid to late 20s, I don't feel like it's a great time personally. Just because that's typically when like you hit that roundabout where you're starting to understand what you want out of life. You're still trying to navigate certain things. So that's why you need to either have them really young or older. But like I said, I just never wanted to be an older mom. And it's only because my dad's parents had him at 35, 36. He was the baby. And having grandparents on one side that's the same age as my great grandparents on the other side was crazy. So his parents died when I was 10 and 19, whereas my mom's mother is still living and her father passed away when I was like 25. So, you know, I got to enjoy her parents a lot longer because they had her when they were younger. So that's what I always wanted to avoid. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not having kids with just anyone, and I'm not going to be dumb enough to just be out here having a whole bunch of kids. I mean, I always knew what I wanted in life, and like I was always really set on certain things. It's just the last couple of years I was like, yo, I've done way too much and I'm tired and I want to take a break. And I'm grateful that my mother allowed me to take a break. I'm very grateful. Because a lot of parents will be like, okay, now you haven't worked in 2 years. What are you going to do? Look, lady, I'm still paying my bills. So I haven't asked you for money. It don't even matter. But she's not that person, though. I even told her a couple times, I was like, Mom, this trading stuff is really frustrating. And I think I want to go back to nursing. She was like, why? She's like, if you need to stop paying me, it's fine. Are you running out of money? Do you need money? I'm like, no. Like, it's just frustrating. She's like, Amber, stay focused. My grandma, the same thing. No, you stay focused. You've accomplished everything you've ever set out to do. This is the one thing that has been more difficult than any other thing that you've done, but you can do it. So stay focused. I'm like, okay. But I am so happy that I took this break. I am so happy because I promise y'all I needed it. Because for me, there's no way I can move into the next phase of my life, settle down, be in a relationship, get married, possibly have children and all of those things without having time for me first. Because I never had time for me, even though I didn't have kids and all these other things. Like, I just was always doing so much that I never sat down to have time for me. And every career that I had was to help other people. So that was always my focus, and I was never the focus. So for the last 2 years, I've been able to put myself as my focus. And it was the best thing I've ever done. Ever. Sam Smith, go sit down. You're not doing this for me, the deep side. Because, man, what is a semi-bisexual? I don't want to use my platform for super controversial stuff, but no. Just no. Just no. Just hire a woman. Yeah. That is exactly what I want to do. Part of getting rich and wealthy is to go put a baby in someone else instead. Ma'am, I'll pay all the medical bills and I'll put some money in your pocket. You go have my baby. Since you love having babies, you go do it, because I don't want to do it. 29, I'm just now getting settled within myself. Exactly. I had my first kid at 37 2 years ago. I was in no rush despite everyone pushing me. I wanted to get married first. Now, see, I was the person who never... I still have thoughts of not ever wanting to be married. Even though I've been engaged twice, I said yes twice, but I also walked away both times because I was like, wait, you want to be with me forever? No thanks. So yeah, I was always that person who, it might sound crazy because I grew up in a 2-parent household, but I always wanted to have children but not have the man with me. Yeah, you could be in their lives, but we're not going to be some big happy family, because that's not what I want. But in recent years, I decided that that would not be nice, because I did have a father growing up. Did I like him? No. Was he the best dad? No. Do I like him now? No. But I also feel like there's a certain balance that you have when you grow up in a 2-parent household, a decently healthy one. So I decided that I'm not going to shortchange my children just because I never wanted to be married or be in a long-term relationship. So I'm trying to be nice. Look, I was trying to start a cycle that wasn't even a cycle. Other people out here trying to break the cycle, and I'm trying to start one. That's bad. It's kind of different for men, though. You don't got to push. Yeah. To do the same thing your mom did with you, with my niece, if she ever feels like that. Yeah, I tell anybody that my parents had some of the best values. Like I told y'all, my dad was like telling me and my sister, the world is dangerous. I don't want you guys living on your own. You can live here until you marry out of the house like we did, because that's the traditional way of doing things. And I'm like, parents, you guys are crazy. I'm not living with you forever. Even though, again, I didn't party, I didn't drink, smoke, like nothing like that. So it's not like I really got into it with my parents. I did the same thing I do now. I be chilling in my room. Like I'm a loner, okay? So I never really had issues like that. But I was just like, I'm not gonna live with you when what I said, what if I don't get married till I'm like 40? He's like, so what? I'm like, you're crazy. No. But I don't know, I'm happy about that, because let's be real. Life doesn't really come with a manual. You know, there are certain things that you can learn from experience or learn from other people's experiences, but there are times where you think that, like, before I got introduced to day trading 10 years ago, I knew I wasn't going to be a nurse forever, but I just knew that that was going to be the path to take me wherever it was that I wanted to be, whether it was business, owning properties, whatever it was, because I knew I was going to be some kind of business owner, because I wasn't going to work for the man forever. But I'm just happy that I always had support. No matter what it was that I wanted to do, I always had support of family members and support of parents, support of grandparents, like always. When I tell you always, always. So I definitely want to be that for my niece and nephews, you know, because at the end of the day, there are just too many opportunities out here for us to not seize them, right? And there's just so many ways that you can make money, that I just feel like if you can find a way to make money doing what you love to do and not have to do it because you need money, oh my goodness, that's what makes you rich to me. To me. It's possible to consistently make $300 to $400. Yes, it is. $300 to $400 sounds like a lot to some people, like, and to be able to do it consistently, but that's always been my goal, is to be able to do that, and just be consistently profitable with whatever way I decided to end up trading, which, I mean, obviously now this is the way that I'm trying to do it. But let me see. Wait, what is that? Green. I don't think we're gonna reject here like I would want it to. But yeah, marriage is definitely for mature and responsible people. Most people just want to marry for a wedding day but not have a marriage. Yeah, that is a lot of people. Like, if I ever got married, which I'm pretty sure I would, I don't even, not to say that I don't want to have a wedding, because I'm also not that person that can get married at a courthouse. But I really don't care to have a whole bunch of people at my wedding and things like that. Like, there's just certain, I want it to be really small and intimate. Like, my aunt, my mom's sister, she got married like older than my mom did. My mom was 22, I think, and my aunt was probably like in her 40s, like probably late 40s actually, somewhere around there. So she had a small intimate wedding, and then she invited most of our family members to the reception. So I would probably do something like that, but at the same time, nah, because why? The reception is the most expensive part. And then you got trifling people who be RSVPing and they don't come and they know that you paying $40 a plate. See, I'll be that person that, look, if you want to come to my reception, you got to pay $40. However much it is per plate, per person, that's how much you have to pay. And if you actually show up, I'll reimburse you. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. That was a conversation on social media yesterday, I think it was. I saw on Facebook some story had went viral with this couple saying that they saved so much money by charging people to come to their reception or wedding or whatever. And people was like, well, if I do that, I ain't gonna get you a gift. And it's like, well, those people probably didn't care about your gift anyway. Like, yeah, helping them get to their honeymoon, or, you know, buying them a toaster or something like that is great. But at the same time, I think what frustrates a lot of people with weddings is all the money that they spend and half the time people don't show up when they RSVP. Like at my cousin's wedding a couple of years ago, she rented out this really nice place downtown for I think the wedding was downstairs, and yeah, was it all in the same spot? No. I think the wedding was I feel like the wedding was downstairs and the reception was upstairs or something like that. I can't remember. But when I tell you there was like 4 whole round tables of 12 people each that RSVP'd and didn't show up. What? Yeah, see you playing with me. I haven't supported so rare this time. We had about 35 people who actually do life with us. We had a connection to pay less than. Oh yeah, see that's nice. And that's something I would. But see, the thing is, so I have a really huge family, right? I was saying yesterday, my grandma is one of 8 kids, and I'm close with a lot of my cousins and stuff. But then I also have to think about my dad's side of the family and the few people from that side who I would invite, like mainly my first cousins and his siblings. He wouldn't get an invite, so probably his siblings might not come because they would be mad about it. Like, how you gonna invite us and not invite your dad? Whatever, you ain't gotta come. I know my first cousins will, but I'll just think about like that. There's just certain cousins that I would invite, even if I don't talk to them every day, even if I only see them a couple of times a year. Like, those are people that I would want to invite. But then at the same time, it's like, I just rather have something real small. Look, we will stream it. You want to be at my wedding? Watch the stream and leave it at that. Because, y'all, I cannot believe that I have not been able to get another training. What the? What is Those are some nice swings, though. I'm surprised. My family foolery, no kids. Yeah, it would definitely be no kids for me, except my niece and nephews. And you know that always makes people mad. How come my kids not invited but these kids? Because these kids is walking down the aisle too. Now y'all got to go home after the wedding. You can't come to the reception. You got to go. 628. Where's the point of control for the day? 107. All right. I want us to get away from that buy rotation level. Oh, wait. Yeah. This trade is probably gonna work out and it'll make me mad. But the only reason I didn't take it is because the entry bar closed direct, like the close price is the POC line of the day. And I don't take trades when the close of the entry bar is exactly on a level. But the thing is, without this order flow indicator, I wouldn't even know where that is, so I don't even know if it matters. But I probably would have closed that anyway because yep, there was no zigzag until like bar 4, which I haven't seen very much since I started trading this way. But Damn, it ended up working out. So maybe it doesn't matter, but I don't know. That could just be a one-off thing, because I also think that's why it started rejecting a little bit right here. But yeah, the POC was right at 19,100, and that was the close of that bar. So that's why I didn't enter. But again, it's something that I can't see if I didn't have that indicator on anyway. So I don't know. So Applejacks don't stew in anger. That's why I didn't take it. It's a legitimate no take. The way this keeps going back and forth, I don't know if I want to. Just trying to trap the sellers. Oh, there's a lot of stacked imbalances in there. I'm not comfortable taking those yet. If this works out, don't do that. Stacked imbalances I don't really like yet, because I don't know how to. Now, all of them were seller stacked imbalances, which means that the sellers would be trapped here, which is what I would be looking for, and it worked out. Girls, stop second guessing. Stop second guessing. You know what you're talking about. Literally. But all right, so this is what it looked like. So the POC was in the body, which is what I wanted. It was seller volume, which is what I wanted as well. But we had like 4 stacked imbalances there. And like I said, I don't really know how I like trading them yet. Now, because it was all, and the reason why I wanted there to be seller volume there is because this little small swing had more volume in it than this one. So the sellers got in control. So we trapped them because they were in the point of control of the bar. And we pushed up. It was a trap push. But like I said, when I was back testing and I saw the stacked imbalances and stuff, it made me a little, I don't know, like I just didn't know. See if we can get a continuation. Alright, that was a simple continuation. I don't know why I second guessed right here, or even right here either, but it's all good. This one was just a simple pullback, less volume here than this one, so the sellers never took over the trend. There was also more volume in this swing than the previous one, so the buyers just stayed in control. POC was in the wick with buyer volume, so it was just a continuation of the trend. That's the one that I don't really know if I like yet. I only chanced it because I was up so much. It's up $100 something per account. Let me see. Once I finish like getting my thought process with certain stuff, I think that's when I'm gonna know which setups I'm not really gonna like long term, because I was trying to trap the sellers there. They took over in this swing, but they also already took over in this swing up. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but that's okay. We're still green right now. It's all I care about at the moment. But I probably won't take any more trades. We'll see. It's gonna reverse back to upward trend. Just did another 300 on a 1 minute interval. To be set up, not yet, but it will reverse down. Trust your consistent strategy. What time chart? That's a 15-second chart. I don't actually look at it. It's just there because most people trade time-based charts. So I just put it there because when I used to only have Renkos on my charts, people didn't understand it because most people have never seen Renkos. So I put it there just so people can see that even though I'm trading Renkos, it's still following structure. Like this buy here still followed structure. That buy followed structure. This one did. This one still did, but yeah. The thing is, I can't follow my consistent strategy because I'm still putting it together. But yeah, I just have a feeling about that last buy. And it's only because the sellers already, so there was like 1.8 thousand volume in this swing, but there was 2.9 in that swing. So the sellers already took over. Then this swing was more than this one. I basically look at the last 4 swings essentially, to see if I'm doing a continuation or a trap. So yeah, I have to look at that later. I'll have to look at it later. But at least I was completely stopped out. I just don't like when I'm wicked out and then it just goes. But with this being a bigger loss, that's why I definitely want to look at it, because with my stop loss being what is it, $93? Is it 93? Excuse me. Yeah, $93. Anytime it's like 103 or more, then I definitely look at it, because I don't like losing way more ticks than I should. I just think that's why that one in particular lost though. PLC was in the wick. Probably more so needs to be in the body though. Let's see. But still green, so small progress is better than no progress. That's for sure. That is for sure. I'm really mad I set out of these two though. Hold on, I want to see something real quick. What time was that? Where is it? 10:28:10. Who is you inviting to the house, girl? Oh, it hit off the POC. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't take it. So annoyed with a 40-hour job. I was too busy working and sit. Aw. I'm sorry. Tell them to stop getting on your nerves and stop making you do so much. I should have took that sell. But I'm trying to hold to not taking any more trades, to be honest with you. Which I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it. And I don't really care. But also, I kind of hesitated on that sell because of one of these. It's over here somewhere. It was kind of almost the same as this sell. It was a little bit different. There was an imbalance of seller's volume in the wick, and it lost. But this one was an imbalance in the body, which is what I prefer. But because that one lost, I just hesitated a little bit. And I already said that I wasn't going to take any more trades, but I probably would have chanced it if there wasn't an imbalance at the time. So like I said earlier, I don't really know if I feel completely comfortable trading when it's the imbalances. Not right now, at least. Which what I probably need to do is go through my I'll probably go through my journal and look at all the trades that were valid that had imbalances and see. Because I honestly feel like when it's in the wick, it doesn't work out as well unless there's opposite volume. But if it's in the body, it's fine. I feel like that's the pattern I've been seeing consistently, but I gotta look at my notes in my journal and see. I should put an alarm on for the same time and take the trade. Would have worked perfectly again today. What are you trading? The silver bullet? I'm only asking that because you said something about like a specific time. I'm telling y'all, once I get completely confident in the strategy. It's only been a month trading order flow. Once I get completely confident and set with the strategy, oh my gosh, because I see it working, right? I just start to, when I take a couple of losses, just because I know the strategy's not 100% yet, it just kind of throws me off a little bit. And it's not because the best traders still lose, right? So it's not that part. It's just it's different if I already have the strategy set in stone and I already know what my edge is for the most part, then it's like, okay, that was just a loss. But at this point in time, I have to think about the fact that it's not all the way set in stone. So this could be something that, is going to cause more losses in the future. So that's why I didn't take this sell there. All right. Okay, so let me show you guys the accounts. And while I do that, I'm also going to pull up my trade performance. So I took 5 trades, not 10. Took 5, set out of more than I should have, but it's okay. So I won 2, lost 1, broke even on 2. Like I said, that last trade was a bigger loss than normal. There was an extra 2 ticks on it, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a scalper it is. So I just want to look at it to make sure that it's nothing that I'm missing. Like, maybe it's something that I need to be really cautious, a trade that I need to be really cautious of. I just have a feeling that it has to do with the sellers had already took over control before the last swing. That's just what I think, but I could be wrong. But anyway, still green for the day. So still continuing the streak. If I'm not mistaken, I've only had 3 red days in the last month, 2, 3, something like that. So I'm back at 2,000 in drawdown on both of accounts, which is great. And I'm about $490 away from being back at full drawdown on this account, which is what I need to happen by the end of Friday's session. So the focus is going to be not second guessing myself and just taking the trades. If we need to fill that account before then, that's fine as well. It just kind of is what it is. I'm done just catching the 12 p.m. I caught a few reversals going short, up 2,000 now. Nice. Have a great day. Bye, Predator. You have a great day as well. Don't worry, keep practicing your order flow with scalps. Oh, I am. Like that, my biggest thing is just getting all the data that I need, because to be honest with you, I didn't back test as much as I should have. Like, even coming into this, so the first day I started trading order flow was July 19th. I had only back tested the previous day worth of data. Because I bought the indicator so late at night, I didn't really have time to back test. And because I've been putting in so much chart time and back testing so much over the last 8 months, I just didn't feel like it. I just rather use the forward data. So that's why it's going to take me a minute to completely get comfortable, as well as solidifying all the rules. Even though the patterns that I pretty much kind of have set in stone, I think work. It's just a couple of them, mainly the regular pullbacks when the sellers take over in a uptrend or the buyers take over in a downtrend. Just making some minor adjustments to those is probably, I think, all I really need to do. That's the only other places that I have on my cheat sheet that have question marks next to it. So once I get enough data for those, I'll feel 100% confident. It's just a couple of things that I'm still not confident in just yet, but we're going to keep going because I'm on the right track. I know it. I see the difference in my P&L already just in the last 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. So we're going to keep going. Trust you me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I thank you guys for tuning in like always. If you haven't liked the video, please do so on your way out if you haven't already. But other than that, please, what was I about to say? I don't know. I just had a whole brain fart. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Oh yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye.